All right. I want you to think about how long it takes to build a house. Okay, months, sometimes years, brick by brick, nail by nail. You know, sweat, money, patience, blood, labor. So all that takes building a house, a really good house with structure, foundation, blueprints, planning. Work site. Think about all that time. Now think about how fast it can be destroyed. Minutes. From a fire, a bomb can go off, a wrecking ball, construction crew can just knock it down. A hurricane, a tornado, a storm, lightning. That's life. Your life is just like that house. Because everything valuable takes time. All right? Everything valuable. And this is something we learn in Islam. We learn that Jannah, the afterlife, our end goal. How do you get there? Is accumulation of good deeds and good character. Okay, I'm skipping. I'm jumping the gun. Trust takes time. Love takes time. Discipline takes time. Getting in shape takes time. When you're sick, healing takes time. Working on your faith, that takes time. It takes hardships. It takes you overcoming tragedies, and this all comes with time. Building yourself to be the person, your dream self, your dream version of yourself. It takes a while, all right? And that's a good thing. So you should be thinking about your goals, and if you get it like that, you should ponder on how fast you got it. And if it took a while, you should ponder on how long it took, because it can teach you a valuable lesson about the time and about the thing itself. It could kind of reveal, the time itself can reveal the value of a thing. And some things can be, and this flip side, some things can be at one level, at where you meet it, at face value, and increase over time. You can meet someone and you feel like things are great, and over time things still increase, they still get better. But the opposite is true as well. Destruction is usually fast. One lie can destroy years of trust. One major decision can change your whole life. Signing up to join the armed services, signing up for, a job, sending out an application, going out one night with your friends. One moment of anger can burn down years of a friendship or relationship that you've had. One argument went wrong, and you may, at some point fix that relationship. We'll talk about repairs and slow repairs when we get there, but you can spark something out of anger, out of spite, that snowballs into years and gaps. Now it's years until you talk to this person again, and you don't even foresee the next conversation. But the scariest destruction isn't the one that's loud and fast. The scariest one is the one that's silent and slow. The kind that nobody notices at first, Is my focus good? The kind that nobody notices at first. When you keep saying, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start tomorrow. There is no tomorrow, like in that Rocky clip.
Tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
Or the continuous exception of chaos and disorder in your life, of continuously living in a mess, continuously allowing toxic people in your life, continuously ignoring an issue. I see a lot of people, working in the medical field they'll come in, as I work in the medical field, I see people come in with issues that, it started with how they felt something, but they just thought, it's not a big deal. And they dismissed it. They had a pain, but they thought they could tough it out, and they didn't try to get help. They didn't try to fix it because they're like, I don't think it's that big right now. And they just ignore it and let time go, and time goes on, and it just develops, Some of you might be struggling with your salah, your prayers, and it's like, you pray one prayer, you do another, you miss one, and you're like, eventually I'll get to all 5. Eventually I'll get there, but I work during the day and I don't have time for this one, and whatever excuse. And you're slowly just like accepting accepting this as your norm, and then years go by and you've never prayed to her or something like that, or you never, you know, this is the destruction of your spirit or your soul when you keep feeding bad habits. You're like you give into one desire over and over again, and you give into one temptation, and you're like, well, this is something I'm working on, but it continues for years, and now you have this black dot continuing to grow because every year goes by and you never fix it. You don't work on it. You just accept it. Or the slow destruction of your dreams. When you have goals in your mind and you have dreams and you have aspirations, but you belittle them so much, and you say, well, I gotta pay bills and I gotta do this, and I'll never do it. Just forget about it. And it kind of eventually over time, one day you might look back and you remember, yeah, I remember at one point I wanted to start that business or make that blog, start that channel. I remember one time I used to want to be an artist. I remember I used to want to draw and make comic books, or I wanted to write this book, or I wanted to become a better poet, or I wanted to make films, or I wanted to act, or I wanted to whatever artistic aspiration or whatever hobby or job aspiration, or whatever school education aspiration you had, whatever dream that you knew was bigger than yourself, that you believed in and loved and actually dreamt of, and spent nights working on perfecting. You just let it go by because something blocked you and something stopped you, and you let it. It all comes down to you let this. Everything, that's the key thing you're going to see with this, is it's all based on you allowing your accountability, personal accountability. That's the overall theme with this when it comes to talking about these decisions. And none of these were, with this, there was no explosion. It was just a quiet decay. You don't even realize when it happened. Over time it happened. And one day you wake up and you realize, wow, I didn't lose everything in one day. I lost it over time. I thought destruction was fast, but I was a jerk to everyone in my life. And now I'm alone in my house with nobody. I treated every relationship that I had terribly, and now I'm old and lonely. I've made every financial decision irresponsibly, and now I'm poor. And I was blessed with these things, but I didn't appreciate the blessing. And that's something I spoke about in another video. What God will ask you on the day of judgment: what did you do with these things that I gave you? Your time, your free time, your money, your influence. And if I wasted it, I abused it, and it showed in this life, and then now you're being asked about it in the next life. And what do you think that means? So if anything, protect what you're building. So my response to that, your response to that, protect what you are building, because it took you so long to become who you are. It took you so long to build what you have. In the same way, destruction can happen in minutes. It can happen in silence, brick by brick, day by day. All right. But not to be too dark, I want to kind of end on a high note. Just like there is destruction that can happen, there is also a phase of repair. There is the belief and the idea of fixing relationships, rebuilding relationships, fixing your dreams, rebuilding your dreams, restarting. Go back, just pick up where you left off, or start new. Just pick up your camera or your scratch pad and start jotting down ideas, and go on a walk. Go back to the gym again. Just walk in there. Don't even worry about I can't lift what I used to. Just go in there and do something. And I guarantee, day by day, you start getting back to your old rhythm and surpassing it. Don't let things be gone. And everyone has a destruction phase. I call it a phase because it happens to everyone. But the repair, that hard work of not letting one roadblock or one failure dictate your life. You deciding to get back up after being knocked back down over and over again. After facing a slow destruction, you deciding, I value what I did, so I'm gonna fix it. It means a lot. It means the world. And just remember, purify your intentions and turn back to your creator. Ask for guidance and help. You know, it's not over till you die. So, and the reason why God asks you those things is because he wants to know, because he wants you to think about those things in this life before it's too late. That's why we get this hadith. That's why we get these narrations. It's like, think about it now while you can. Not when it's not when it's too late and you're being asked about it. Think about it now. What can I do now? Then what am I spending my time on, my money on, and my free, how am I dealing with people? What kind of person am I? So anyways, that's all I got to say about that. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Until next time, brothers and sisters. Peace.